Hey, Steve here, and I wanted to show you this video. Exciting news over at Nadex. They're offering Bitcoin spreads now, and I just kind of want to walk you through a little bit. This is a demo account. They're only on demo. They will be on the live version on December 17th, so they'll go live then. And I'm going to walk you through a few different things to look for on the spreads. So Nadex, back in the day, probably 3 years ago, they had binary options for Bitcoin. They will not have binary options this time around. They were probably a little early in the whole Bitcoin craze, and there wasn't a whole lot of trading done on Bitcoin through Nadex. So they stopped offering it. Now they have the spreads though, and they're going to be offering spreads, and maybe someday in the future they'll have binary options again. But right now it's just spreads. So if you're in your demo account, click on cryptocurrency spreads, Bitcoin, and then weekly. Now they're only going to have the weekly option to start for Bitcoin, and which closes at 3 p.m. on a Friday. So if you're looking at this on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, it's going to be, as of right now, I'm looking on a Monday, so there's 4 days left. If you're looking on Thursday or Friday, obviously there'll be 1 or 2 days left at that point. They're only going to be one option. So in this particular case, you have the floor is 9,300, the ceiling is 23,000. So you have a $14,000 range between these two. And what happens is they're pricing it right in the middle. So, so there's going to be about 7,000 to the upside, 7,000 to the downside. Again, since I'm doing this early in the week. Now, if this was Thursday and the thing ran up to say 22,000, that same instrument would still be there, and you could trade accordingly, which I'll get to in a minute. So this is, again, demo, so it's going to be a little wacky, especially when I do the video. There'll be people buying and selling on the bid and offer, so they may disappear here. But you can see the indicative price here. Now, that's important because Bitcoin is priced in so many different exchanges. Nadex uses Terra Exchange, and you can go to their website, read more about it. Nadex has some information on their website as well. It's a terabit, and you can read all the details about all that kind of stuff. But like CBOE, CME, one of them bases it off of one exchange. One of them bases it off like 4 different exchanges. The Terra Exchange, I think, is a collective of many multiple exchanges. So this is going to be a different price than if you just search, on CoinDesk or whatever for Bitcoin price. It's probably going to be a different price, so you need to keep that in mind as you're trading to make sure you're comparing apples to apples in the pricing aspects. So their indicative right now is 16,333. If I want to sell it, I'd sell the 16,495. If I want to buy it, I buy the 16,575. So there's a premium on the buy side, in the sense that I'm having to buy it for about $250 more for the buy side. However, on the sell side, I'm actually in the money by about 170 bucks. So if I wanted to sell this, I'm already in the money. Let's say the market does not move at all until the end of the week. If I sold it at 16,500 and it closed at 16,334, I'd make about $170 on the Bitcoin. Now, that's about $17 on Nadex, and I'll show it to you here in a second. I think it's a little easier on the buy side, so let me show you on the buy side what I mean. So let's say I think the Bitcoin is going up, so I want to buy it. If I have size of 1 here, and this is what I'm willing to pay, you can see the floor here is 9,300. Which means my max loss is $728. My max profit is $672, and that's based on a ceiling. Again, that's a size of 1, and remember, there's a $14,000 difference between the two when the original thing popped. Now, obviously, the market has moved a little bit, but not a whole lot. So 728 is my max loss, 672 is my max profit. So almost a 1-to-1 ratio as far as profit versus loss. And again, that's if Bitcoin fell all the way to 9,300, or actually below 9,300. The maximum I would lose is 728. Obviously, I can get out at any point that I want to as well, but that's something to keep in mind. So let's say, again, I wanted to buy it. I can leave the size of 1. They're going to take $728 out of my account, and it will be in my open positions right there. Ignore this dollar. Actually, let me just get rid of that. That's for something else. Just for sake of ease for this video. So anyway, the Bitcoin, excuse me, I own it. I own it at 16,580 current market. So if I wanted to exit this position, it's 16,490. As you can see, that's a $90 difference between the two, and that's a $9 difference. So $1,000 move in Bitcoin, let's say the market moves up to 17,580. That would be $1,000 move up in Bitcoin. That would mean my profit is $100. So every $1,000 move in Bitcoin is $100 move for Nadex spreads. So $100 move in Bitcoin would be like right, you see $10 difference in Nadex. So it's a $100 difference between the two right now, and it's $10. So a $10 move in Bitcoin is a $1 difference. So so keep that in mind. So if you're thinking big move in Bitcoin, you think it's going to pop $2,000. That's going to be worth $200 for you per contract that you own for Bitcoin. Now this is something over here for the spreads. You can put a limit order in. So if you want to sell it, you think it's going to go up to $2,000, so you could put 18,580. Oops, 580 in there. Place order, and you can see it in my working orders here. If the market comes up to 18,580, I'll exit the position, which is, like I said, $2,000 move in Bitcoin, which would be a $200 profit for me. Now, a few things. Who's this for? If you don't want to do the Bitcoin itself and you think Bitcoin is going to move a lot higher, you could do this. You could be trading particular contracts. It might be easier than buying and selling on one of the exchanges on Bitcoin. There might be less cost to it as well. You have to do, it's $1 to get in, $1 to get out on Nadex. And of course, you're paying the difference between the spreads, but you can see my offer here is 18,580. If somebody hit market order right now, I would actually exit at 18,580. And that's one of the clunky things about Nadex on the demo. And I don't know if that will happen in the live accounts. So keep that in mind. Never do market orders. I don't care if it's for Bitcoin or anything else. Do limit orders because if somebody would have done a market order right there, they would have purchased my trade at 18,580, and I would be out with a $2,000 profit or $200 profit on Nadex, even though the market really hasn't done a whole lot. So watch out for that. There will be people playing that game. And if you do a market order, it's possible that you get burned because somebody might come in. For example, I could come in at and buy up all 10 of these contracts right now, and then the only offer available is my other offer here. Somebody comes in and just hits a market order at the same time. You're going to end up doing that. So. So watch out for that. Always do limit orders for that. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to buy them all right now just to show you what I'm talking about. This will disappear. Oh, somebody just did it. So this is the only thing right now. So if I hit market order, I would have to buy. I'd be buying it at 18,580, which is actually my buy that I just did. So watch for that. That's very important. It has burned people before in other instruments. And with Bitcoin, when it goes live, people are going to be super excited, and they're just not even going to watch. And if you have market order in there, you are going to get screwed at some point doing that. So I don't particularly have a system for Bitcoin. I go back and forth on the fence of, is Bitcoin going to go to 100,000, or is Bitcoin going to go to the 5,000? I think at some point there'll be a crash. Now, whether it gets to 50,000 before it crashes down to 25,000, I don't know. But it's an interesting thing to trade. The spreads you can definitely make some money on, because Bitcoin moves $2,000 in a day sometimes. The thing personally that I'll be watching for right now is more towards the end of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's say that Bitcoin did make a move, say up to 22,300. Let's say on Thursday afternoon or Friday morning, it's at 22,300. If I put in 22,300, you can see my max loss is $1,300, because if I still think it's going to go higher, so say the indicative is 22,300. If I still think it's going to keep going higher, my risk is $1,300, but my max profit, max I can make off of it is $100. So what I might look for, say on Thursday, Friday, is if there was a big move, whether it was up or down, are we close to the floor or the ceiling? So let's say Friday, we're at 22,300. If I'm interested in, okay, I want to limit my risk, and I still think Friday can be a big day one way or the other. I don't know which way it necessarily is going to be, but I think there's going to be a 1,000-point move at least in Bitcoin. I could sell it. Say the market again was at 22,300. My max loss is $100. Even if it went up to 25,000, my max loss is $100. But my max profit is $1,300. So if something big happened, which in Bitcoin, when they said that last fork wasn't going to happen, the thing dropped, I don't know, $2,000 or something like that. So things will happen like that in Bitcoin. So be prepared for those things, but that's the way that I'm looking to trade it at this point. So probably not a whole lot early in the week on Nadex, but I will be definitely trading stuff later in the week, especially if we're near the floors and the ceilings. I might look at developing some thoughts or systems in the future, and if you're interested in that, you can get on my email list at MrBinaryOptions.com and take a look at that. But hopefully this was helpful in a little bit of what Nadex is doing, some pitfalls to look out for, always use limit orders, and some ways that I'm going to be trading it potentially in the future. I don't necessarily plan on any signals anytime in the future, but once this goes live, I might have another video as well to show you that. But enjoy. If you're not a Nadex member yet, they're open in like 50 some odd countries now, I believe. Become a member. It's easy. It's the only place I trust with my money besides my stockbroker, and the only place that I trade, and I have for many, many years over at Nadex. So sign up for them. Bitcoin, trade it, whether you love it or hate it. And if you hate it, there's some money to be made as well. There really hasn't been any way to short it prior to these futures contracts with Nadex and CBOE and CME coming out. Now there's a way to short it. So if you really hate Bitcoin and you think it's going to zero, this is a perfect way for you to make some money as well. So enjoy. Take care. Again, MrBinaryOptions.com to sign up and get a free system of mine. And I'll talk to you next time.